It's David Ducker coming back at you, and today we're going to be talking about the Jade Order of Life, the plant mages. They're very, very closely related to the Amber Order, and their philosophy is very close to them as well. So I'll be contrasting those two orders quite a lot. The Jade mages wear green robes, typically. You can definitely have brown, you can have leaves, you can have them matching the foliage of the season, so orange in autumn perhaps, brown in winter. We've typically given them a staff, which is like a gnarly root staff, sometimes with plants growing at the end, that it's still alive as they're carrying it around. We've also given them magical seeds at times that they can plant and they can grow at super speed, that they can throw these seeds and they can grow where they land. So those are a couple things we've given them. Their spell set, their move set is all about manipulating plants, growing them, and also the earth itself. I believe they have earthquake, they have some fissures, geysers that they can create and bring to bear. So they could be very useful in sieges, destroying walls by creating fissures underneath them. But their philosophy is all about the circle of life. It's about the circle of death and rebirth in nature, in upholding that, and growing nature, growing the biodiversity of the planet. And this is very similar to the Amber Order. They both care about nature. The Amber Order of Beasts, though, cares more about animals. They care more about the spirit of the animal, the noble traits that you can use as an example to enrich your life. That's the Amber Order. The Jade Order is just more about that cycle. They don't focus on anything really, really specific, like, how tough is that bear? How fierce is the boar of the forest? They don't really focus on that. They just say, let us accept nature as it is. Let us look out into nature and realize every piece is equal. The elephant and the blade of grass are equal participants in nature. They are all worthy. So the Jade Order is very egalitarian. They'll listen to kids and old people and women and minority groups like orcs. They're the most likely to listen to people no one else will listen to. Peasants, followers of different religions, sorcerers, Jade mages are willing to give everyone a chance because everyone is a part of the circle of life. So they're, in some ways the most wise in their philosophy, that they really see the big picture. They don't get rattled easily. And of course, the things that they will rally against will be those things that disrupt nature. Perhaps strip mining, perhaps over lumbering the forest, taking too many trees out, over hunting, over grazing. These are things that they would stand against. Orcs causing forest fires. They might not get along great with orcs who do that. If you've been poisoning wells, they won't enjoy that. Damming rivers in a way that really hurts the local ecology, they won't like that. So these are the topics that they'll come out against. They'll defend the farmer. They'll defend long term, they're defending the forester as well, the lumberjack, because they want sustainability. They realize very early on in the industrial cycle that it has to be sustainable. That's all they care about as nature, and human beings can coexist. They believe this. And elves are a great example to them. Dwarves often are lacking, but at least dwarves tend to stick with areas where there isn't a huge overabundance of life anyway. So some dwarfs growing mushrooms and breeding rock squabs and mountain goats. That could actually be good in the eyes of the Jade Order, because there wasn't much there before the dwarfs showed up. Uh, Although if the mountain is in the middle of a forest and the forest starts dying from industrial runoff from the dwarfs, that could be a problem. But anyway, that's basically an overview of the Jade Order. Uh, Somewhat like the Amethyst Order in that they can be one-dimensional uh, compared to some of the others. Compared to the Bright Order, where you have this burning hatred and you can get into revenge, and compared to the Amber Order, where you've got this guiding animal spirit that you always have to be thinking about, and you have this animal companion with you. So the Jade Order, they can be kind of in the background, but they can also be a lot of fun and useful to have around. I believe that they're one of the few arcane casters that has some healing, so they're useful to have around for sure. Anyway, that's kind of my overview of the Jade Order of Life. Let me know how you do them, what you think of how I do them. Leave that in the comments below. I'd love to hear the comments from y'all. And until I see you again, good day and good gaming.